You just killed a 12-year-old. Ugh. So yeah, you're supposed to lose this battle.
I feel like I am them. You just killed a 12-year-old.
Well done. Well, hello everyone, and welcome to a new playthrough. Alright, so you're going to experience an RPG that is very influential to me. It wasn't one of the first RPGs I played, but it was definitely one that, inspired a lot of ideas.
Okay.
This is where a lot of Fantasy Forever revisions came from. And this is Golden Sun, a Game Boy Advance game released in 2001. I didn't play it when it first was released. I played it later on when I realized that its sequel was a direct continuation. I was just like, whoops, I gotta play the first one first.
Winning.
But also, I am part of a dub, an amazing dub being done by Memoir Productions, directed by my friend Bryson, and I play the old man Creighton. So our story begins on a dark and stormy night. And this was originally supposed to be a, I believe, Nintendo 64 RPG. But due to limitations, they decided to go with the Game Boy Advance because they were just like, oh, this is a little more simpler.
Okay.
But also, when the game was released, they were just like, the Game Boy Advance doesn't have as much storage space. So the story we want to tell, we're going to cut into two. So it's one complete story told in two games.
Gotcha.
Whereas originally they had plans of it being one full-fledged game.
Right.
But they were just like, yeah, the Game Boy Advance isn't allowing this. Let's just split it into two. So we play young Isaac.
I don't think so. Now, again, for anyone new, I cannot hear.
Mm-hmm.
Now, is there dubbing on this, or?
No. So what's happening, and you can turn it off, but there's a little bleep sound when they talk.
That would probably drive me slightly crazy.
Yeah, I'd recommend Memoir Productions dub. They have, I think, 5 episodes right now. It's really good. It also has an anime-like opening.
Yeah.
That actually animates some of the official artwork.
Okay.
The man is passionate, and it's a passion project dedicated to, a good friend of his who they had a mutual love for Golden Sun. He passed away in a tragedy, so it's his goal to, see this project to fruition.
Yeah.
So it's a tribute to him. But, yeah, this game is just, really something special. We're going to learn about, psychic abilities. There's going to be a lot of puzzles, a wide variety of monsters, lovable characters, all the works. And this is, an old-school turn-based RPG.
Okay.
This isn't, action-oriented,
right.
Trials of Mana or Ys or anything like that. This is our childhood buddy, Garrett. Now, Isaac is a silent protagonist, which is weird because he's technically... It's easier to explain later on, especially when we get to the second game, because the second game has a different protagonist.
Okay.
But in the second game, Isaac talks.
Oh.
So it's because you don't play as him.
Right.
So Isaac has a character. Isaac has dialogue, but the character
Just
you
not
play
when you're
as,
playing.
doesn't talk. And I'm guessing that was just a weird design choice.
Well, I feel like it could have been possibly, since it was supposed to be one big long game and then it wasn't. I know Nintendo does that a lot. Where you're supposed to feel like the main character.
Yeah. Well, that was just a huge thing at the time with a lot of RPGs. It was silent protagonist.
Yeah.
That was just the trend. And it was actually through better technology and voice acting and stuff like that they turned away from that. Where our characters have voices, they have dialogue.
It's fun, but it's also kind of a shame because I love a good silent protagonist.
Yeah?
Yeah.
When you see how many there were at this time, I'm sure you'd be he doesn't really need to be silent. because, again, with these little sprites, there's not too much personality.
Right.
It's not like in the newer Zeldas or even the Link's Awakening
where Link
remake.
is silent, but he
has
has
a personality. Exactly. So these boulders will fall in the direction of like where you're not supposed to be heading. So it's just like, oh, don't go that way.
Oh no. I'm hit.
I'm not gonna make it. This part's a little morbid. So he'll be like, do you think I'll die? And you could be like, yes. Like, could you imagine laying there and this child just comes up and be like, you're going to die.
I'd be like, Lord, take me now.
Jesus, take the wheel.
I love, though, that because you said no, you're not going to die, he's like, woo! And then just stands up like, that was close.
Apparently, no matter what you say, he'll just be like, hey, I didn't get hurt at all. So your choices don't really matter in this game. You just have them.
I mean, that would be kind of effed, though, like, if you were like, yes, you're going to die.
He's just like, well, nothing else to live for.
Tell my family I love them.
So this is our first enemy. This is the vermin. It's a nasty, chubby rat with a fork. So yeah, there's random encounters as you go through the battlefield. You're not going to see them on the map. The screen's just going to flash and we go like, surprise attack. A bat. An atrocity in gaming. But yeah, there we go. So I'm not going to do voices for this game. I highly recommend check out the dub. We're just going to do our usual gaming cats and dogs flavor.
Probably sometimes we'll read it.
Once in a while we'll read it just to like catch up with the story. To make sure we're on this. Because this is your first time seeing anything about Golden Sun.
Yes.
The only thing you know is that Golden Sun influenced Fantasy Forever Revisions.
Right.
And you worked on the guide and you played through Fantasy Forever Revisions.
Right.
So I think you're just kind of curious of the connections and where I did my own thing and where it's just like, yes, he clearly got that idea from this.
My brother!
Uh-oh.
Oh no, the tubes got him.
Oh, there he goes, up the tubes. Oh! Hang on, wait for the pressure to hit.
I'm glad you got my reference.
The suspense is incredible. I hope it'll last.
I know.
My son! Hang on! My chocolate! My beautiful chocolate! I was just like, why do I relate to Wonka in this scenario? It's just like, you little shit, you ruined my chocolate.
Like, listen, you can make a new kid. You know how expensive it's going to be to fix all this chocolate?
So yeah, we gotta find a way to go get help. Help Felix!
You're gonna find help, right? You're gonna come back, right?
It's all up to you, little child. Us adults, we'll just stand here and watch.
Right?
It's up to you, little one.
I feel like that's every young adult thing ever.
Mm-hmm.
Where it's like the adults are like, and the kids are like, don't worry, we've got this.
So in this universe, most characters are psychics and they use what's called synergy.
Okay.
And that's where you use your psychic abilities to harness the elements.
Oh.
And the elements are Venus, Mars, Mercury, and Jupiter.
Okay.
But they very much work as like earth,
Yeah.
water, wind, and fire. Oh, what do we got now? A bat and a vermin.
I'm gonna shank you with this and cook you for later.
I was gonna say, I just love that he has a fork.
I like the pseudo 3D thing they got going on with the battles.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's called like an isometric view. It's really cool and dynamic. And it makes the battles very flashy. So Golden Sun is actually a follow-up to the Shining Force series.
Oh.
Not in a continuation, but like the same creators, the same engine, and it was just building a story off of that. So when you see the Shining Force games, you'll see a lot of similarities in like animation,
Right.
sprite work, because it's the same team, the same artists. Alrighty. So there's not too awful much we can do. Most of the houses are locked. This
Yeah.
one is not one of them.
I'm almost wondering if, like, because since I'm learning how to sprite, if it would be better to try and sprite, like, the houses and things first, since
I was
they
thinking
wouldn't
of, like-
need to be animated.
Yes, that would help, but also, like, most of these are what's called tile sets.
Yeah.
So you'd have to follow tutorials on, like, how to do tile sets, but it's all about,
I
like,
was looking.
a grid.
Yeah, I was looking at different tutorials on how to do tile sets.
Also, like, backgrounds. Like, backgrounds are just one image that you can
Yeah.
slide in. Title screens, game over screens.
Yeah.
Like, maybe practicing with those is a good way to, like, get into
Because
sprite work.
I think that's the big thing is, like, I just need to be able to create something that doesn't move.
Yeah.
Because, like, the first
And that's
thing
fair
that...
because movement is very much similar to animation.
Yeah.
Sprite work animation is animation.
And it's like the first thing that I tried on a sprite was the little animation I did of Milo raising
Yeah, the
his
cat.
paw.
You can see that short on our channel. But yeah. Yeah, if that's what makes you feel comfortable, definitely go for it. Alright, so this guy is using the power of the Synergy Stone to get powered up. And now he's ready to go save Felix. I am here!
His little mini All Might.
Put your hands on your hips and say, I am here!
I'm here. Not like that.
With gusto. There's just a lot of, you two, go show this man where Felix is. And it's just like, I'm 12.
They're like, okay.
See, that's synergy in action.
Okay.
So synergy is how we're going to interact with a lot of puzzles. Like you can move rocks, you can release dams and stuff like that. There's a lot of very creative puzzles in this game. And also a lot of puzzles to where it's just like, spoiler alert, I have yet to beat this game.
Yeah.
I've come close, but I have yet to truly beat this game because the puzzles towards the end are ridiculous. There are a lot of puzzles that make Zelda go, dude, chill.
Calm your tits. No.
There's kids playing this Game Boy Advance. Chill. But yeah, at the time of this recording, this is coming to the Switch. It has yet to be on the Switch. I'm playing off the Wii U. Because when the Wii U's shop was shutting down, I'm just like, well, I'm definitely grabbing the Golden Sun games.
Yeah.
Because I had no idea if Game Boy Advance were even going to come onto the Switch. Now that that's a thing, and now that it's confirmed that Golden Sun is coming onto the Switch, Golden Sun 2 will eventually come to the Switch.
Okay.
Now, the actual sequel is Golden Sun 3. It was for the DS. It's called Golden Sun Dark Dawn, and it's considered the black sheep of the series because it was an after effect.
Okay.
After the fact, I'm sorry, because the first two were one continuous story, whereas 3 is very much a sequel, and with that comes disappointment.
Naturally.
In fact, it's so disappointing the creator of the dub is also going to dub the second game, which is the second part, and he's not regarding Dark Dawn whatsoever. He's like, that didn't happen. Which I don't really have anything to say because that was the one that I haven't played.
Okay.
Whereas I've played part 1 and part 2, I've beaten neither. But that's the goal here. We're seeing this through to the end. Uh-oh. We're too late. It's the big boulder.
Well, goodbye, little brother.
I don't think they're going to survive that. Oh, I definitely don't think they're going to survive that.
If they show bodies. Okay, I was about to be like, if they show freaking little sprite broken bodies.
Just floating above the water.
An arm just glides past.
Be like, wow, that's a little deep. It's probably in the Japanese version, and the American censor said, "Get that shit out of here right now."
No.
It was like, turn that thing off right now.
Yep.
So yeah, we just lost our dad. Jenna lost both her parents and her brother. We also lost half the side of the house.
Yeah. Meanwhile, he's like, I didn't lose shit. I'm going over here.
I mean, I did lose a dad. It's dangerous to go alone. Take this, best friend.
Ta-da-da!
It's time like these that we men have to stick together. Uh-oh. They look friendly. I like
So,
these two.
the Draconis?
Yep! This is where I got the idea of the Dragon Elves. So in my game, they're called Marcus and Megra. This is Saturus and Menardi. I love that you saw them for 5 seconds, read like 2 lines of dialogue, and it was just like, yeah, they seem familiar.
We're the only two left.
So yeah, something about challenging Soul Sanctum, and because they failed, that caused the boulders to
Who
fall.
are you? Why are you over here? I like the no face. No.
Not exactly.
They look scary.
We can hear you.
Meanwhile, they're looking at each other like, you hear this shit?
You shouldn't talk to people with red eyes. Red eyes are bad people. Well, if you insist.
All of the albino people are just like, excuse me?
The mystery woman and the mystery man appear. You just killed a 12-year-old. Ugh. So yeah, you're supposed to lose this battle.
I feel like I am them. You just killed a 12-year-old.
Well done.
You shivering.
That was an excited shiver.
Oh, okay.
But yes, I am cold.
So for new watchers, if you haven't watched any of our other stuff, I'm always quite warm.
Mm,
And
I can easily be cold.
yeah, he is always quite cold.
3 years later. So don't worry, we don't remain as 12-year-olds.
Okay.
We're 15-year-olds.
Oh!
15, that's the coming-of-age story to go on an epic quest of dire proportions to save the world.
I think I was still actually, like, somewhat secretly playing with dolls at 15.
Oh, neat. Hey, look! Isaac's fixing the roof. I identify with Isaac. But what's nice is he didn't lose both parents. He gets to keep the mom. Which is interesting, because usually the mom gets the shaft in the story. Like, the mom doesn't even get screen time. It's just like, your mother would have loved this. Visit her grave before you leave the village.
Oh, what was it? There's...
Okay, here we go. This is synergy. Alright, I'm sorry. So continue. There was...
I think it might have been a book or something where it's like, you can't be a mother because mothers in stories are always evil or dead.
Oh. Interesting.
It's a book. I'm just trying to remember which book.
Was it just like a line, or was it like a theory about, like, this is the reason why? Like a writing theory?
It was,
Or was it just a line in a story?
so it was like a lesson in a
Oh, okay.
story. It's almost there.
It's on the tip of my tongue.
I have to go into my Goodreads
All right.
to remember.
Go for it.
I do remember it's a book, and I remember reading the actual like book, and I remember the characters. I just don't remember the name. Nice. This is the issue that I have with reading as many books as I do.
Oh yeah, you probably don't know which book is which, or like which part came from which story.
I just often will forget.
It's pretty damn common. So because Isaac is a silent protagonist, most of the personality is going to come from Garrett.
Juniper and Thorn.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's like 3 sisters, and they are like soft witches.
Mhm.
Like they don't believe they're witches, but they have certain abilities and certain powers. But their mother died, and the youngest, like, it's like, I don't want to be a mom because moms either die or turn into evil witches.
Oh, okay.
And that's like the lesson in the book.
Okay. Interesting. Well, good news. Isaac's mother lives. So, and she is not evil. Spoilers. Although she's not nice either. She's letting her son fix the entire roof.
Well, I was gonna say it's supposed to be like mothers of witches.
Oh,
Like-
okay.
Like if witches become mothers, they either go evil or they die.
I wonder why he doesn't just do this by hand. Because it's clear, because it's supposed to show that like using a lot of synergy exhausts you.
Yeah.
Because like he's supposed to be panting right there.
His mom's like, yeah, I came up to help, but it seems as though you've already done it.
Oh, well done. It's like me checking on the dishes. I was about to do those dishes.
I know. Seems as though as you've already taken care of it.
Well, you know what? I was just about to do this, but it seemed just taken care of. So, neat.
Like, don't worry, I did leave the pan on the stove.
You turn around and it's just like, oh,
Just for you.
the skillet was left for you.
That was a video that we watched where it's like when you finish doing all of the dishes and then you turn around and see the skillet still on the stove and you're just like,
I'm gonna say this, I love this game, but like I get a little exhausted with how many choices you're given. How
Yeah.
many times you have to say yes or no. I'm like, get to it.
I don't know. I feel like some kind of way about games that have a lot of dialogue but no voice acting. Like, I know that it's...
Well, that couldn't be done.
Yeah. But it's also just
On this.
like... I feel as though it could have less dialogue.
Okay.
Like, I almost feel like they're talking too much.
Well, they're letting you experience the world. You're seeing all of their personalities, and it's very similar to like a visual novel in a way. It's like it's similar to a book. There's character development and stories in an RPG.
Yeah.
Whereas in most others, it's just like, all right, get the ball rolling. Story doesn't really matter. In an RPG, yeah, it kind of does.
And it's like, I definitely get that. I'm not saying like, oh, they shouldn't talk at all. I think it's just in a way overwhelming.
Okay.
Because the text boxes,
Mm-hmm.
and I think it's just a part of like the console it was on.
I got you.
But I think I would prefer like the text boxes to be like at the bottom or not so big that it like covers the whole screen.
Oh, okay. Well, keep in mind that like this was on a Game Boy Advance.
That's why
smaller
I'm
screen,
saying like I totally get that it was more than likely due to the fact.
that it was on a tiny screen.
Yeah.
So they were just like, gotta make sure you can read this.
But for someone like me, it's a little distracting.
I got you. Well, it's a lot more distracting with the sound on because it's a lot of
Yeah, that would also drive me freaking crazy. I'd
Yeah,
be like,
you-
turn that shit off.
Yeah, you'd want to turn that off. Oh, hang on. She's about to fall off the roof, so I think we are... Oh, we just lost our mother. Okay, I guess she does die. Aw, Garrett, your butt just went through the roof.
Oh, that was exciting.
Must only be a couple feet off the ground then. If you can just fall off a roof and be like, whee!
I know. She just popped back up like, no worries. I'm fine.
Later on, as the kids go away, she goes inside like, shit. Get the ice pack.
I know. Get the bag of frozen peas.
She uses synergy to grab the bag of frozen peas. Oh.
Yeah.
That floating hand opens the fridge.
Grabs the peas.
Oh. Oh no, Garrett.
What do you do?
You put another hole in the roof. Yeah, Garrett.
Is Garrett the meg of this story? Shut up, Garrett.
Garrett's just kind of like hot-headed, kind of a dope, but he has a good heart.
Okay.
He's that character. Alright. Well, we best be off on our quest. We're gonna go see Creighton. Garrett and Jenna joined your party. So there we go, that's our crew right now. It's Isaac, Garrett, and Jenna. There's not too many party members in this game either.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a total of 4.
I really love the idea of the living roof.
Uh-oh.
Your sister's dead.
What's wrong, sister? Oh. He moved the stone onto her flowers.
Aww. That's such a brother thing to do.
Oh my god. So, my mother had these flowers around this telephone pole that would grow, and my dad would cut them. She was like, "You stupid son of a bitch!" But I didn't understand, so one time I was cutting the grass, and I cut those flowers, because it would just look weird around the telephone pole.
Yeah.
And I didn't quite grasp that they were flowers.
Right.
They looked like vines and weeds. So I'd cut around it, and she'd be like, "No, not you too!"
And my mom always, I think it's called Jacob's grass.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, you see it a lot around like office buildings, but it's like that really tall, light green grass that grows, it is like a bush.
I got you.
My mom tried to grow that so many times, and my dad would always cut it. She would get so mad.
Now, did he do it on purpose, or was it just kind of like, oops?
Well, she didn't tell him that she was
okay.
trying to grow Jacob's grass, so he looked at it and just saw that it was grass that was too long.
Mm-hmm. I got you. Hey, it's these guys again. Didn't I kill you when you were 12?
What are we doing? What are you doing?
I was dropping no Eve, sir. Honest. You didn't when we were 12.
I know, right? Like, oh, they've grown as people.
We're a lot more capable of kicking your ass. Maybe that's why they're like, eh. This might not be so easy. Meanwhile, Jenna has no clue. She's like, oh, they seem friendly.
I know. I feel like you're the Jenna. Just like,
Just a little
hi.
oblivious. Yeah. Yeah, I'm the Jenna in this situation. I could be the Isaac too, just kind of like, eh, or nah. I'm definitely not the Garrett. Garrett will speak on behalf of the other two when they're
that's me.
uncomfortable. Yep. Garrett can be Papa Bear, but he doesn't really think about what he's saying though. That's his problem.
Yep.
Guilty. Hey, look, it's actually me. All right, so this is Creighton, and I voice him in the official dub. So in the next episode, we're going to learn a bit more about Creighton and also Soul Sanctum.
Ooh.
All right, so we had a bit of a story dump in this first episode. A lot more gameplay to come. We'll see you all in the next episode as we learn more about Golden Sun. Yes, earth, water, fire, and wind. The elements of alchemy.
The Elemelons.
The elemelons.
All right.
Everything was cool until the fire elemental attack. All was peaceful. All right, folks. We'll see you then.
Toodles.